Hi everyone. Today we'll start our new section, forensic physics, and now we are going to discuss about general physics and concept of forensic physics. So let's start. What is physics? You all know what is physics, right? But we just will refresh everything. So physics is the branch of science which deals with the energy, matter and their interactions. Or we can say that physics is the science that deals with natural phenomena such as motion, force, work, energy, momentum, light, sound, electricity, and magnetism. So, we are applying this physics to legal issues to solve the legal issues. Then, physics comes under our concern. A forensic physicist he can use the evidence left behind and at an accident scene to determine what happened and who was at fault. So to do this, scientists must understand some physical terms related to physics, that is like kinetics or Newton's law of motion, density, refractive index, or these kind of terms he has to know. So let's start with some basic terms used in physics and what they mean. So I will just refresh it. I know you people will know. Force. First one is force. First name is force. So force means a push or a pull. And next is weight. The pull of the earth on an object is called as weight. So for example, a person who weighs of 150 lb has the earth pulling on them with a force of 150 lb. So weight is a force. And we can say weight, how can we calculate weight? Weight is equal to mass into acceleration of gravity. So what is mass? Mass is a measure of the amount of an object that is present. The next one is friction. Friction is a special type like there are two types of friction, and it's a special type of force that cause an object to slow down. And there are two types, static and kinetic. So static friction is the force that must be overcome to start an object. For example, the force required to start a parked car moving while the brakes are still on is static friction. And next is kinetic friction. Kinetic friction is a force that slows down a moving object, and the force that causes the skid marks left at a accident scene. And next is velocity. So velocity is the speed and direction of an object is traveling. We can say velocity is equal to distance by time. And a positive or negative value is often associated with velocity to show in what direction an object is moving. So how it is related to our forensic physics is that in hit and run cases, like accident cases, we want to know at what velocity the car came or the vehicle came, and um, is the whether they put certain brake, or how the accident has happened. For reconstruction purpose, the scientists should know these terms. And next is acceleration. So acceleration is the increase or decrease in the velocity of an object. So acceleration is equal to velocity by time. Then momentum. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity, that is the product of the mass of an object and its velocity. Then energy, the ability to work. There are two types of energy, kinetic and potential energy. So what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. And for example, we can say a car driving down the highway at 65 mph has kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is equal to half mass into velocity. Then potential energy. Potential energy is the energy of position. So a car at the top of a hill has potential energy relative to the bottom of the hill. Then density. So density is the mass of an object divided by its mass. Then work is the force into distance. Then power, the rate at which the work is done is called power, and we can say power is equal to work by time. Then Newton's three laws are there. So there are three laws: first law, second law, and third law. So what is first law? First law states that an object rest will remain at rest, and an object in motion will remain in motion until acted upon an outside force. So Newton called this tendency of object to remain in motion or stay at rest is called inertia. So first law states inertia. Then second law is if he is telling about force, so force is equal to mass into acceleration. Third law, very clear to everyone, third law is for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So like he is telling about work in that, so like a force acting through a distance, that is Newton's three laws. So here you can see scope of forensic division, and like I think it's clear to you. So like in what all things physics is used in forensic. So like theft cases, like possible entrance and exit, what is a possible entrance and exit, and cut marks on vehicle seat, and paint, fiber and glass examination, and weapons cut characterizations, and tools used to commit the crime, and the velocity of the gunshot, and at what force the at what direction it came, and refractive index of glass, and like computer in computer speech lab, and then like reconstruction of crime scenes. So the most important function or most important thing in crime scene we are using physics is the reconstruction purposes, crime scene reconstruction purposes. So these kind of uh, in these kind of scenarios we are using physics. So material science is there, so here we are analyzing fiber, glass examination and all those things, and road accident, then physical characterization of some materials, forensic engineering we are using, analog and digital forensics we are using, and digital electronics we are using physics. So in all these kind of all these kind of scenarios we are using physics in forensic science. So let's move on to our next topic, or let's see what is forensic physics and what is the history of forensic physics, and in um, what are the in physics division what are things we are doing. We'll see that one. So I hope till here you are clear. We just refreshed the things what you know earlier in your earlier classes. You studied all those things, but just refresh this one. Next we will move on to forensic physics.